I'm Will Silverstein back here at the live desk, and we have some more analysis of the United States bombing of Iranian nuclear sites. With that analysis is Republican political consultant Matt Klink from Klink Campaigns Incorporated. Now, there's a bit of a divide in the Republican Party, Matt, right now over between MAGA and what we see in different parts of the MAGA wing. Of course, the president issuing what we saw today to be where he stands on this issue. What would you tell us about what this divide looks like right now?
Yeah, Will, I think that the divide before the events that transpired this evening, our time, were largely theoretical. Now that the U.S. has engaged in what appears to be a very successful attack in Iran, that the support will be overwhelming for Donald Trump by MAGA. So, look, there's always been an isolationist trend within the Republican Party that was then followed on by a neoconservative trend. But Donald Trump tonight, I think that the right play at the right time, and I mean, he really did meet the moment and doing what needed to be done to keep the world safe.
Now, how would you advise the president in this situation moving forward? Because we know that there's going to be a press conference tomorrow morning with Pete Hegseth. What else would you tell the president?
You know what? I think that at this point, the attack has happened. I think now that the American forces have to be ready for what Iran is going to do. You know, that I've already been reading that the Iranians have said that they're going to attack U.S. bases in Saudi Arabia, that they're going to close the Straits of Hormuz, you know, through which 25% of the world's oil flows. You know, and if that happens, I think that Iran is going to get a pounding of epic proportions. We haven't taken out any of their infrastructure in terms of their economic infrastructure or their oil refining capacity, their civilian electrical capacity. So it could get really ugly really fast for the Iranians, but they're going to have to do something to save face, because right now, today was not a good day if you're Iran.
And very briefly, what happens tomorrow in this press conference with Pete Hegseth? Is he expected to maybe have those terse exchanges with reporters, or is this just going to be statements and see you later?
I would imagine that tomorrow will be both Secretary Hegseth and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Raising Cane. They will be talking about what specifically the military did. You know, for example, the B-2 pilots flying in from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Missouri all the way to targets in Iran. You know, what submarines were involved with the Tomahawk missiles that hit the sites. I think they'll really get into the military aspects of the raid that, you know, we've heard some smatterings on it, but I think they will get into greater detail. And look, ultimately what everybody wants to see is what's known as bomb damage assessment. Just how effective were these strikes? We think they were effective, but we won't know for a couple days.
And we'll see how much the administration wants to get into that tomorrow. Matt Klink, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Will. See you later.
All right, and we'll be right back after this.